In het Amsterdamse Smart Project Space. Hilde en Antonio, allebei hartelijk welkom hier in de studio in de OBA in Amsterdam. We gaan even naar Antonio zelf om te vragen...
Great interest to people who are following Haiti from a different perspective. Big intervention from the president of Senegal yesterday. He says, look, the Haitians are descendants of Africans who were enslaved hundreds of years ago. You have the right to come back to Africa. We will give you land and we will give you resources if you want to come back. He says...
Yeah, we're here in front of the Smart Project Space. This is the space where we're presenting now modernity and aesthetics of the New Black Atlantic. What we wanted to present in the project is to recreate different sort of symbology where you see all the image of the state of Aldering. Different sort of images and visuals, escapes, spaces where we visualize the idea of state of Aldering with Brazil, with Senegal and with Amsterdam.
Een heel artikel in de Volkskrant, gekocht op zoek naar een Afrikaanse gen. Zelf kom je uit Panama, je werkt samen met kunstenaars uit Senegal en Brazilië en jij woont in Amsterdam.
Our images of what you see in the space are different images of a film that they will surrender to the air, where I went to a DNA research and I use most of the images have to do with my African background. The dog on boat, the interstellar voyager that we make with kunstenaar, with artists, Tom van Vers, and we visualize the idea of the dog on as people who have contact with Sirius and believe that people from other planets they come to visit us on Earth, and the idea is that the boat crash in the space, a Smart Project Space, with the glasses broken. The project is called State of Aldering for different reasons, because we try to recreate the idea of a state that is an island who celebrates the idea of the Black Atlantic, of the idea of a symbiosis or connection that exists between Africa, the Americas and Europe. In this case, between the three countries, and it's a link between three countries. It's a link between three different lands. So that's the idea of the State of Aldering as a word. State of Aldering also means L3 means L3 is a DNA from people from West. From a lot of people from West Africa have L3.
What does the Black Atlantic mean to you?
What does the Black Atlantic mean to us? To me, is the whole idea of that we are interconnected without even we knowing that there is an interconnection between the three different continents. Most of us live completely in ignorance of each other without knowing that our continents are together.
Afrofuturism actually started as an idea with a lot of writers in the 70s who started to...
L'afrofuturisme a été créé dans les années 70 par des écrivains panafricanistes.
Cette exposition à Amsterdam, l'artiste Antonio Jose Guzman, afro-panaméen et néerlandais, a construit un grand bateau, symbole du vaisseau spatial et de l'Afrique.
We are here in the heart of the installation, Modernity and Aesthetics of the Black Atlantic. And the boat belongs to the continuity of our traditions as Pan-Africans.
Nous sommes ici au cœur d'une installation, la modernité et l'esthétique du Black Atlantic.
Where I needed to explore some inner things that they needed to develop in the way that we were going to create the utopian dream that becomes the state of Aldering. We were fighting against a certain way and a certain attitude that persists in many art academies here, where there is a certain silent and resistance to the work of many African descendants.
This project has been on tour with different names, as Mémoire de la Négritude, Un procès africain in Senegal. The research of the project started when I did a DNA test, and I found out that my roots were in West Africa, an area of Senegal, Mali, and Burkina Faso.
Poesia. 14 anos. Paulinho da Viola. Mais ou menos assim. Tinha eu 14 anos de idade quando meu pai me chamou, perguntou o que eu queria estudar, filosofia, medicina ou engenharia.
réalité Afrique képp ku nekk africain nga juddoo Europe wala nga juddoo Asie wala nga juddoo Amérique war nga mën a ñëw pour xam sa réalité.
The DNA test was part of the research for the documentary The Day We Surrendered to the Air. That is also to be seen in the space, a smart project space, where we are right now. The project, the whole idea of the project was to join three countries with three continents with African heritage, where the background is related to each other, to the idea of a Black Atlantic, of the idea of Paul G. Roy as a project where it's an island that is surrounded by the elements of different countries with African heritage. The most interesting thing about the project was to research and to see the symbiosis or the sort of organism of interchange that is between the three continents. And 18 artists were put together to work with three coordinators. I did the whole coordination for the project internationally. Felipe Perez Calderos is a filmmaker who works in Recife, and he did the part of Brazil. Abdoulaye Armincana is an artist who worked with different disciplines and animation as well, and he did the part of Dakar. They worked with 6 artists in their different fields in Dakar and in Recife, and I work here in the Netherlands with 6 artists from different art academies, different backgrounds. All the work was put on the internet, put in different databases that we have for the stateofildre.com. And Gallery 23, where we have more retrospective of all the 2 years with more photography, installation, and sculptures. A smart project space is more about the structure of the audiovisual structure of a project with all the films. There is a multi-installation channel with different videos and pictures where you see the images of the last 2 years of the State of Ildre as a project. State of Ildre is called State of Ildre because we try to make a state that symbolizes the 3 countries, and Ildre is a DNA of Bantu origin of West Africa. So that's what we call it: 3 countries, 3 lands, 3 links. State of Ildre. this moment. The state of Dre is who I am, who I grew up, who I live here in the Netherlands, who my family is in Brazil, in Panama, and in Senegal, and here in Amsterdam. So the state of Dre for me is my connection to my whole family, the family of man.
nekk na histoire boo xam ne bon du ñëpp la concerné quoi amul cas du loo xam ne nii tamit laal na benn xeet quoi pour man bon histoire humanité la.
Fun extra. Ik ben bij de Smart Project Space.
We werken vanaf de idee van Pan-Afrikanisme. Dus we zijn gewoon subjects van de Black Atlantic. En de Black Atlantic bestaat uit de Amerika's, Europa en Afrika.